What's up, guys? My name's Kailey,
And my name's Talia,
and we are.
the Confidence Sisters.
So, we are creating a channel, a podcast, and a place for all girls to go to soak in confidence and be surrounded by positive thoughts, confident thoughts, and we cannot wait.
Yes, we both have very positive outlooks and mindsets on life, and we want to be able to translate that to everyone who listens to us or watches us, whether that's on a smaller or bigger scale. We just want to be able to make an impact.
Yeah, and with both of us, we've seen that our friends have taken so much from being surrounded by us and just being surrounded by that confidence, because ultimately you are who you're surrounded by. And Talia and I have both seen huge effects with our friends, so we want to be able to create this for everyone. So we're going to start by introducing ourselves. So my name is Kailey again, and I'm 22. I just graduated from USC with a degree in engineering, but what I'm doing right now is I run Kailey's Queens, which is my company for 9 to 15-year-old girls around the world to come online and do events like baking, cooking, and things like that. All about confidence too.
And I'm Talia. I'm a junior in high school, which is the hardest year, like everyone says. So I've just been busy with dance, SAT. I'm the leader of a youth group, and I have a job at a swimming place. So I've just been busy, and we're so excited to start this too.
Yes, and what we're gonna do is we're at the end of every podcast, we are gonna answer 2 questions. So today our questions are: if you're not the beauty standard, do you realize you're not? And do you really never compare yourself? So we're gonna go through those things. Talia, do you want to start by explaining like our mission, like what like our end goal is, like where we want to be in like 5 years? Like right now we're like the Confidence Sisters, like first ever podcast. What is it going to be in 5 years? Like tell the world what we're about to do.
Okay, yes. We'll tell you this, and then we're going to tell you why it's us. Like, no one else can do what we're going to do.
Yes.
I think it's important to have big long-term goals, and we obviously want to have an international huge impact, but I also just think it's important for us to be happy with even just a small audience and impact whoever we can. But I think you have to dream big, and I would say I just think our goals are to have like a podcast.
World.
Yes, we just want to change the world, like truly, and I know we're the best people for that. We have such a good outlet and or outlook on life, and we just want to have an impact on people. And I feel like for us, Kailey, like so many people are just always like, "You've changed my life, like you've helped me with my confidence so much." And I know that like if we can do that with just our own towns and our own friends, like we can do it with everyone.
Yes, and it's crazy because the biggest impact, like I said, it's just from our friends, and we don't do anything. We're not like teaching them, we're just being ourselves, and they're like, wow, you can be that confident, like because we're not exposed to that. You on social media, you're not seeing like, I'm so confident, I love who I am, I'm so proud of who I am, I can do anything I set my mind to. But just by hearing it, we hope that we can make, I agree, Talia, whether it's 5 people or 5 million, 5 billion, any whatever it is, like if we can just spread this light, then I think that like we will have like, this is what we were made for.
Yes. And I also think like such a common misconception is that like confidence, you just like have it or you don't. And I think that's not how it is, because like
Confidence is a skill.
yes, I know that I also gained my confidence just by being around you, because you're so confident, and like obviously as sisters we grew up together, and I'm so grateful for that. But I think people are so influenced by social media, and like honestly, even my social media, like I don't post every time I have a bad day, like I don't post every good day either, and I'm very real on social media. But even me, literally the realest person in my high school that I've seen on social media, I still post the good things more than the bad, and it truly is so fake. And you have to let social media be something that helps you instead of hurt you. Like something that's helped me is I just follow people that I know I'm not going to compare myself to, and that are my close friends. Like I don't follow the Insta baddies, you know?
Do you want to go into the question that someone sent in of, do you really never compare yourself, like going off of that?
Yeah, I don't
Okay.
think we always have to do it at the end because I think it would tie.
Yeah, I completely agree. So for me, I just value like my internal world so much more than anything. I could literally be next to Beyonce and I'd be like, she's not me though. And it's because of like the way I treat myself. Like if I'm upset, I talk to myself. Like if I have a negative thought, I let it go. Like I value not what I look like, but how I treat myself. I don't value how many followers I have. I value how hard I worked that day. And I think right now, going off what Talia said, like society's problem is that we are all valuing social media in this fake life. Like, why are we not valuing like what actually matters? And I think that, yeah, just being around people also, it's really important. But if you're in a group of friends right now where they are the type of people to compare themselves, to just not feel good, you can be that person to spark it with with your friends. Because I actually just got a text. I had a friend visit. um, it was our first time really spending time together. I don't think I've told you this, Talia, but we spent a few days together in San Diego. And I got a text from her yesterday, and she was like, all my friends are like, oh my gosh, you are so confident, you are glowing, what's happened to you? And she's like, it's all thanks to you. I'm like, no, it's also thanks to you for spreading that impact and that creating that light for others. So if we can all do our part to spread it, like I really think we can change the like mindset of women and like the stress, the anxiety, the comparison. Like we can change it just by sparking this new mindset that most people don't have. And Talia and I definitely do.
Yeah. And I also think going back to our 5-year goal, I
Uh-huh.
feel like there's really no one out there that like spreads this. No one. Like
No
there's
one.
maybe smaller people, but there's no one big that people are like, they're great. Like they listen to them, they like look up to them. And I feel like there's influencers, but they're mostly social media influencers. And I feel like we're looking to be something so much bigger than that. So I feel like a 5-year goal is just to like be those people.
Yeah, to influence the world in a way that should be influenced, not by how much money we have, not by how much confidence. Oh, yes, by how much confidence. Not by how much, yes, not by how much money we have, not by how many followers we have, just about like who we are and like our mission, which is to make the world a brighter place and to show everyone their worth. Because honestly, once you start surrounding yourself, even just listening to us talk, you're gonna start to pick it up on your own, just like anything you
And
consume.
you can't even compare yourself to us and be like, I'll never be as confident as her. Like, it's not like that. Like, everyone has their own journey. Even Kailey and I had our own journeys. Like, she's obviously older than me, so she might be on a different, like, place in her life than me. Like, you can't compare yourself to other people, and it's not going to do anything good for you. And going to that question again, do you really never compare yourself? Someone asked us. The truth is, like, for me, like a thought might pop into my head and I acknowledge it and I'm like you're Talia Breyer. Like, no, like that's so
Yeah.
wrong. You're your own person. And then I just brush it off and I just keep going. So maybe they pop into my head, but I don't sit there and compare myself. And I think part of that is who I follow on social media and how much I look at other people's social medias, because I just try to focus on myself. And like I said, I don't follow that many people. I just follow people that I'm close with and that I like the message they're spreading.
Yeah, for me, I honestly barely go on social media, and like literally barely. Barely. I really don't. But my tip to not comparing yourself is to like honestly, I really think it's just being around people who are like, I'm that person, like I'm amazing. Like when you're surrounded by so much positivity, of course I have negative thoughts, I have fears, but they literally fly in and out like a bird, like a wave. Bye. And not even with, of course in the beginning you'll catch them and you'll let those thoughts go, but you'll start to build this worth and this confidence. And yeah, I think, Talia, we should go to the next question. What do you think?
Also want to say
Huh?
it's okay not to have that. Like, if you're watching this and you're like, I care so much what other people think, like, it's okay. Like, everyone starts like that. Like when I started building confidence, my biggest tip is fake it till you make it. I would tell myself, like, I would look in the mirror and I'd be like,
Yeah.
beautiful. Like affirmations are such a huge thing. Like
Yeah.
you really just have to keep going until you truly start to believe yourself, and it works.
Yeah. And gratitude's huge. Like for me, I actually got into gratitude in college, but it literally took my life like 180. Like I used to be like happy, and now I'm like giddy inside, because I'll take a moment every day to be like, oh my gosh, like I'm so grateful that, like, I'm super cheesy, but I'll be like, I'm so grateful like that, like the sky is so blue today. Like, and but when I really feel it and mean it, or like I'll even close my eyes sometimes and be like, oh my gosh, like what if I wasn't given this gift of sight? And then I'll open my eyes and be like, oh my gosh, the world is so beautiful. But like gratitude is important too, to like cultivating that happiness too. But I agree, fake it till you make it. You will become confident. Confidence is a skill. It's not a quality. It's something you will grow and become great at.
You can't sit around telling yourself, I'm not great. Like you are great. Like Kailey and I were talking about this. Every person has the ability to be great. And it's just something that you have to believe in yourself. Like you just have to believe that you're going to make it to confidence. And once you're confident, your life changes. Like I know so many comments are like, or questions that were sent in. It's like, what is it like to be confident? Like you just like focus on yourself and your whole life changes. But the next question.
Yeah, it is about being focused on yourself. Keep going.
What was it?
If you're not,
if you're not the beauty standard, do you realize you're not? Kailey.
We love this one because we do and we do not care. Like literally zero thoughts, zero cares. Because once again, it's about internal. Like I don't care. You could bring me the most prettiest girl. She's not me. She's just not. Like she doesn't have my personality. She doesn't have my drive. She doesn't have my work ethic. Like nothing can. I'm incomparable. Like.
And everyone watching this is incomparable. You just have to believe it.
Yeah.
So
I completely agree. Everyone watching is incomparable. It's you just have negative thoughts like holding you back, but we're all I truly believe like every single one of us is like so limitless, so beautiful. Like I truly believe everyone is like infinitely incredible.
Yeah. Also, I'm gonna rephrase the question or say it again and say my answer. Okay. If you're not the beauty standard, do you realize you're not? The truth is, there's so few people who are actually the beauty standard in real life because it's so unattainable and unrealistic. The beauty standard is so wrong. Like, and honestly, I always think about this. The great people who we think of that change history, I never think or care what they look like. Half the time, I don't even know what they look like. Yeah. I know their name, what they did, and their impact. Yeah. And also, everyone is so focused on themselves that they're not focusing on other people. And the people who are focused on other people, and I know everyone says this, but it's so true, they really do have a bigger issue with themselves. And people used to say that, and I'm like, yeah, whatever. No, like they just think I'm ugly or this. Like, no, they really don't like themselves. And I know that because I used to used to be like meaner in middle school, and I used to care about what other people looked like. And the truth was that I was just so unhappy with my life that I wanted to compare myself to other people and like put them down to bring myself up. And that's just not like, that's a bigger issue with myself.
Everyone's opinion is irrelevant if you give yourself the love you need. So like, if I tell myself I'm beautiful, and like, how can I care what anyone else thinks when I'm giving that love to myself? And it's about giving that love to yourself, like delivering those messages to yourself. You don't care what other people think when you're so filled up by your own, like your bottle is filled up by you. You don't need anyone else to give you a compliment. Like honestly, like to me, compliments and like hate, they mean the same thing to me, because it's really all about how I feel inside. And I think that it's about starting to say to yourself, and again, what Talia said, fake it till you make it. If you don't feel like you have that confidence, look yourself in the mirror and say, oh my gosh, I'm so pretty. Like, just do it. Like, be that person. And eventually it will be a habit because it's a skill.
Yeah, Kailey and I are literally ourselves best friends. Like not even each other's. Like my best friend, people ask me and I literally say I'm my own best friend and they laugh.
Yeah.
Like they think I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Kaylee's best friend is Kailey. Talia's best friend is Talia. And then after that is each other because we get each other. But the truth is, I don't care what anyone else thinks except myself. If I don't like who I am as a person, I think it's so good to self-critique and that's how you become better. But like, I'm not going to listen to what anyone else has to say. Like, they're so irrelevant. You just have to focus on yourself and be your own best friend. Like, I rather have no friends that truly don't understand me than have like a bunch.
Yeah, and Talia, let's wrap it up with these next few things. But going off what you just said, I completely agree. Like, it's like, are you gonna tell your best friend you look ugly today? And no, you're gonna tell, like, your best friend is the person who gives you so much love and so much trust. And of course, we go through things internally too. Like, I have bad days, I have days I'm less motivated, but even on the days where I mess up, like, honestly, the way I treat myself, people think I'm crazy, but like, well, maybe a little bit, but but like, I'll tell myself like, oh babe, like, don't worry, like, you'll get back up tomorrow. Tomorrow's a new day. Like, you got this. You can do anything. Like, come on, babe, you got it. Like, when I'm crying, I'm like normally like this.
Yeah.
Just, go ahead.
Just be your own person. I think we're gonna wrap it up here, but Kailey and I, it's like hard for us to wrap it up because we are such deep thinkers. We just think about this stuff all day long and we know we can have the greatest impact. So if you want to gain confidence and build your self-esteem and really see yourself as all you should be seen as and not let other people put you down or disrespect you and just be your own best friend, keep watching us. We literally, like, we barely even touched on all we have to say. Like, there's so much.
And if you guys have any ideas, like, we're building this from the ground up and we're never going to stop. So give us your ideas of what you need to become more confident. Give us tips of like, oh, it helped me when you answered that question, or like, tell us anything you want that will help you become who we are, because that's the goal. We want millions of girls walking around being their own best friend, being obsessed with themselves and not caring what anyone else thinks, because that's the quality of life we live, and it's truly amazing. I love my life. I don't know about you, Talia, but
really, like, I love myself.
Yeah,
life isn't always great, like hard times come, but if you just are your own best friend, it truly is amazing. We'll also, I don't know if it's going to be this time or next time, we'll try to link something so you guys can send in your questions like other people have, and we'll keep
we'll
you
put it on the Instagram too. We'll start putting in questions. But all right, Talia, great first podcast. Can't wait for everything to come and can't wait for the journey. Thanks for coming along with us.
Bye, guys.